Alright guys, so in this video we're checking out the Flywoo Vampire2 HD. It's kind of like this, it's not really freestyle, it's kind of a racing style frame with the underslung battery, and we'll talk about the frame and everything. A little bit more detail here in a second. I just want to give you an idea of the different versions that this is available, and it's in a variety of different versions. So 5" for all of them. You can get the titanium colored version like you see here with the titanium TPU parts and the titanium motors, or you can get all gold TPU and gold motors. And the motors come in 4S or 6S versions. This is the titanium motors in 2306.5, 1750 kV, so this will run 6S. You can also get the 2450 kV motors if you want to run 4S instead, and this also comes in gold if you want the gold version. So obviously this is for the DJI FPV system here. It comes with the air unit pre-installed. You can get this with the goggles, bundled with the goggles as well, or you can get it with a TBS Crossfire receiver. So there's also different variations you can get this pre-built in. So mine actually did not come from the factory with the air unit built in. They sent it to me with the factory tune that the bind and fly with the air unit would come with, and I just added my own air unit here in this TPU part. And they forgot to send me the camera protection TPU piece here. You'll see that in some of the photos. There'll be a little TPU part that goes over the lens that protects the lens, which is why you see that missing in mine. They apparently just forgot to put that in the box in mine. But when you do buy the DJI bind and fly unit, it'll come with the TPU part, air unit pre-installed, everything ready to go. You just got to put the props on, charge up the battery, and you should be able to go fly once you bind it up to your goggles and your transmitter. Now the frame here is a little bit like a hybrid X frame. It's a little bit wider in the back, about 165 millimeters, a little bit narrower in the front, but the difference is not much. It's like 157 millimeters in the front. So it's, I don't know if you'll have that much of an effect. Just note that the arms aren't symmetrical front to back. And then the stack parts in here, you have an F405 flight controller, and then their 50 amp 32-bit BLHeli 32 ESCs. Yeah, this is a part that they have on a lot of their other drones as well. Now you notice here that when you take a close look at this TPU part that holds the air unit, it's butted up right against the flight controller. Now I didn't have any vibration issues, but yeah, I don't like the fact that there's not a lot of room here. It's a really tight fit. Getting the air unit in here was quite fiddly, and you can see that I didn't even screw all this down, although I didn't want to smash down the flight controller. So I basically have this down as tight as possible without feeling like I'm going to crush the flight controller. So there's a little bit of a gap here. So I think that in their design, they probably could use a little bit more room in here. But yeah, apparently they went too short on the standoffs here. Obviously the design of the front cage will have to change as well if they're going to add more space for the air unit and the holder. You can also see here that the way they designed the TPU part, the micro SD card slot for the air unit's blocked, so you'll need to either cut this piece out of here so you can get access to that, or use some other type of a mounting mechanism. I would just cut that TPU piece out of there. On the other side here, the micro USB port, or the USB-C port is accessible, no problem. And again, you can see here the flight controller is kind of smashed down here, and then the USB port is pushing up on this TPU part here, and that's the boot button there. Anyway, getting the air unit into this is probably not going to be a problem for you because it'll come already pre-installed. But just wondering if you guys are interested in a version without the air unit, you can install the air unit yourself, because it's just basically a plug you just plug into the back of the air unit. It's pretty, I mean, other than the fact that it's kind of fiddly to get everything in, setting it up is not difficult. You just have to take the 4 screws off, put the air unit into the TPU part, put that plug it into the back. You got to plug in the antennas, and then mount the camera. It's not terribly difficult, but yeah, if there's a version that you would like to see, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I'll let Flywoo know that there's a demand for that. Because then, if you just want to get the drone and you already have an area you want to transfer over from another one, it could be a pretty quick process. And I'll keep the price lower because basically they'll just subtract out the cost of the air unit, which is about $160, $170. Okay, a little bit more info on the frame. 5mm separated arms you've got here. 3mm bottom plate. You got a sandwich plate of 2mm here. That's holding the arms into the standoffs, and then you have a top plate of 2mm. Alright, so let's get the weight of the drone, and we're coming in at 167.2 grams. And I use this Extreme Power 100C 1300 milliamp hour LiPo. It's a pretty big 6S LiPo. Pretty good power, actually. Not a lot of voltage cycle. I guess you're not going to see that in the OSD, but because it's in the goggles of the DJI unit. But yeah, it was. I didn't feel like I had any voltage sag in this one. And then the whole thing together here, battery and drone, is about 609 grams. It's not a big deal. It's a little heavy, but for a 6S 1300, it's actually not too bad. And then the battery by itself is 242.2 grams. Anyway, so one more thing to note that's a little bit different from the factory version is that you'll get probably the smoke version of these props instead of the clear ones. These are the Gemfan 51466 props. Same props, just that these are the clear versions, and if you get the titanium version, I think you'll get the smoke version of these props. Other than that, that's, I think, all of the differences. And yeah, because I don't actually have the actual bind and fly, it's just a little bit of a hack to get it to kind of close to the bind and fly, but it does have the bind and fly tune on there, and that is what you're going to see in the flight demo. So go ahead and enroll the flight demo. You can hear me talk about how it flies and all that in the flight demo. So I'm actually flying in focus mode off and high latency, or sorry, high quality mode, not low latency mode. Basically the same settings that I flew the DC-3 at here a few days ago. Let's see how this feels for something bigger. Yeah, it feels about the same. Lighting conditions are about the same. So this is where the full-size air unit, of course, instead of the Vista. So we'll get an idea of what the goggle recording is like here. And this is the factory tune that Flywoo has put on all their Vampires. Running a 1300 6S. A little bit of prop wash there. To be honest, guys, not much of a racer. And these big 5-inch drones are, I don't know, for me, not as exciting. I like the smaller stuff more. So you may be seeing a lot less of these bigger ones on my channel. In terms of handling, no problems. It handles great. I mean, there's a little bit of some tuning issues here, but it's not terrible. Let's go around here in the back. Perfect video. This thing's got crap loads of power. It's ridiculous how much power this thing has. Go around the back side. No problems back here.
Go around the back side of this building here. The more I fly digital, I tell you, when you try and fly these kind of situations low to the ground, far away, even at high power, it gets all like, you know, you get a lot of analog breakup. It's still at more than 22 volts. Yeah, 4.5 minutes of flight time. Yeah, honestly, I'm not really sure where this particular drone fits. It's not really a racer. I suppose you can race it. It's not super lightweight. It wouldn't be my first choice for a freestyler either. I don't like props in view, and I don't like underslung batteries for freestyle. Although, you know, you can see it does freestyle no problem. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I think it flies fine. Not exactly sure what kind of a category this fits into. But you know, this I think this category of these kind of 5-inch drones with DJI in it, I think we're just only starting to see the beginning of it. So it's evolving, and things are going to change. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.